we know why we have assembled here to observe Christmas Eve in Ramakrishna Mission Way. We have heard life and teachings of Jesus Christ, listened to the reading from Bible. But what is the significance of such a celebration in Ramakrishna Mission? Is it merely because Ramakrishna Mission regards all religions as true path to God realizations? Or is it only to show peace and harmony in the society? Well, these are only the byproducts. We all know that Ramakrishna taught the ideal of renunciations and service, that is, sacrifice and work for the welfare of being, and only then God realization is possible with a pure heart. The holiday and the prophet both are important. Way back when the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, led by Swami Vivekananda, were still undeceived about the future course of action to be taken. One day they had assembled in a place called Atpur. The village is in West Bengal, and he is the birthplace of one of the direct disciples, Swami Premananda. One night, this holy group of peoples assembled around a bonfire, remembering the ancient sages and their sacrificial fire. In front was the fire, and fire was also in the words of Swami Vivekananda, who ignited the same in the hearts of his brother disciples. As in house, the worldly ties are to be broken, and renunciation is the only way to communion with God. The whole night passed in such discussions. In the morning, they realized that it was the 24th of December, and Swamiji commented that the day was of Christ Eve, and it is the Spirit of Lord Jesus which inspired them to such a feeling. Thus the seeds of the holy associations of monks called Ramakrishna Mission was put to the soil. Know about Lord Jesus Christ. The world knows him to be a prophet or son of God, etc. But for the followers of Ramakrishna Mission, he was incarnation of God. To tell you about the vision of Sri Ramakrishna of Lord Jesus, I will straightway read from the life of Ramakrishna, which is known as the Great Masters or Lila Prasanga. He had by that time become acquainted with the Shambhu Chandra Mallik, who read the Bible to him. Thus he came to know of the pure life of Jesus and the faith he founded. Scarcely had that desire arisen in his mind when the Divine Mother fulfilled it in a marvelous way and blessed him. He had therefore no need to make any special effort for it. The even heaven thus, the garden house of Jagannath Mallik is situated to the south of the Kali temple at Dakshineshwar. The master used to go there now and then for a walk. Jagannath and his mother had a great devotion to the master from the time they had seen him. Therefore, even if they are not present in the garden at that time of the master's work there, the officer would open the door of the parlor and ask him to sit and rest there for some time. There was some good pictures hanging from the walls of that room. One of these pictures was that of the child Jesus in his mother's lap. The master used to say that he sat one day in that parlor and was looking intently on that picture and thinking of the extraordinary life of Jesus. When he felt as if the pictures came to life and effulgent rays of light coming out from their bodies of the mothers and the child enter into his heart and change radically all the ideas of his mind. On finding that all the inborn Hindu impressions disappeared into a scheduled corner of his mind and that different ones arose in it. He tried in various ways to control himself and prayed earnestly to the Divine Mother. What strange changes art thou bringing about in me, Mother? But nothing availed. Rising with a great force, the wave of those impressions completely submerged the Hindu's ideas in his mind. His love and devotions to the Devas and Devis vanished, and in their stead a great faith in and reverence for Jesus and his religions occupied his mind and began to show him Christian padres offering incense and light before the image of Jesus in the church and to reveal to him the image of their hearts in the form of imploring prayers. The master came back to the Dakshineshwar temples and remained constantly absorbed in the meditation of those inner happenings. He forgot altogether to go to the temple of the Divine Mother and pay obeisance to her. The waves of these ideas had mastery over his mind in that manner for 3 days. At last, when the third day was about to close, the master saw, while walking under the Panchavati, that a marvelous garment of very fair complexion was coming towards him, looking steadfastly at him. As soon as was the master saw that person, he knew that he was a foreigner. He saw that his long eyes had produced a wonderful beauty in his face, and the tip of the nose, though a little flat, didn't at all impair the beauty. The master was charmed to see extraordinary divine expression of that handsome face and wondered who he was. Very soon the persons approached him, and from the bottom of the master's pure heart came out the words with the ringing sound. Jesus, Jesus, the Christ, the great yogi, the loving Son of God, and one with the Father, who gave his heart's blood and put up with the endless torture in order to deliver men from sorrow and misery. Just as the God-man then embraced the master and disappeared into his body, and the master entered into ecstasy, lost normal consciousness, and remained identified for some time with the omnipresent Brahman with attributes. Having thus attained the vision of Jesus, the master became free from the slightest doubt about his being an incarnation of God. So this was the how Sri Ramakrishna had the vision of Lord Jesus, and the spirit of Jesus merged into him. So, on that holiday, let us commit that we shall try to love people the way Jesus Christ loves. Have the yearning for God, the way it was taught by Sri Ramakrishna. Let us also not be only tolerant about other religions, but accept them as true powers to realize God. But at the same time, have steadfast faith in our own path.